Good morning. Happy day 10 of Advent and Vlogmas. And yeah, it's December 10th, and it is officially the time when I start to become so overwhelmed by everything that I have to do this month that it's almost not even fun anymore. This has been a morning. It's one of those things where, I know I can do all these things. I can participate in a lot of things and take my kids to the parties and go to the events, still go to work, still get the things done, still put more things on myself, more obligations. But at the same time, then when my kids fight with me in the morning when they're supposed to be getting ready and I have to deal with that every morning and stuff like that, it just, like, I can handle all of it when everyone is cooperative and things go well, but then a kid fights with me every day and won't get ready for school, and it just makes it where then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all of these other million extra things that I've agreed to, and that now I just don't want to do any of it. I want to sit quietly in my house and not see people. And then you add to it, and I manage a retail store as my day job. So this is the craziest time of year for that as well. And so I'm tired. I'm more tired than normal from work anyway. And then I have the kids. And then the school wants you to dress your kids up as something different every day for the last 2 weeks of school. And then people want you to come to their party and run things and sing at these things. And it's just like, oh, I'm really feeling it today. It will be fine. I will get the things done. But yeah, some days it's just like, why do I do this to myself? Normal people, they get this cute holiday where in all their spare time they can go to these cute things and whatnot. It is a major struggle just to get the bare things done. And then you add in all of the other things of life. Hopefully I'm not too complaining sounding. I know it will be fine, but it's just one of those days where it's, it's the 10th, it's hitting me that I'm like, oh my gosh, we have 15 more days of this and I'm already this overwhelmed. But here we are, and I did knit my Advent sock for the day, which is always nice and relaxing. I'm still working on getting this one up to the same point, but it's getting there. It's, I'm doing it on the sidelines. But yeah, it's one of those days. But sometimes the thing that gives is just that you mentally feel like you can handle it. So we're going to see how it goes. It'll be fine. But I'm tired. And, it's at the midpoint where I'm worried I'm not going to get the things done that I need to. The people I haven't bought gifts for yet, or I don't know, just all those kinds of things. I'm sure you can relate. So we're going to go through today. It's going to work out. It's going to be good. And I will check in with you throughout the day later. I hope that you have a great day today. Time for rehearsal. Good morning. I am here knitting my daily Advent color at work early as usual. And I was shopping for nieces and nephews for Christmas. It occurred to me this morning that I only have like one of them an actual gift, and I have quite a few nieces and nephews. So it's kind of hard, right? I mean, I know what my kids would like, but then you have to take into account other kids' temperaments. And so what kind of things are they likely to actually enjoy, right? I mean, kids' toys are so easy. They're cool, but I don't want to also buy something that like I think it's cool and they don't, because that happened to me a lot as a kid, you know? So I'm in that stage because, oh my gosh, everything with kids' toys, it's like either it's cool and it's really cheap, like $10, or it's like $60. So what's going on with the toys in between toy companies? Like, help us out here. Not all of us want to spend $60, but we want to spend more than 10, right? Trying to figure that out, but I did get some things figured and ordered, so that at least makes me feel a little better. And then we did get a little bit put back together at my house last night. Not much, but we at least got the medicine cabinet above the microwave put back together. So it feels like strides are being made to improve my insane house, which I haven't said on here, but I still don't even have a Christmas tree up. That's part of what has me so like overwhelmed feeling is I'm usually one of those people who puts up the Christmas tree like Thanksgiving weekend because I want it, you know, it's so much effort, it feels like. And so I want it up there for the appropriate amount of time to feel like it was worth the effort of moving the furniture and spending the several hours to get it set up. I have the tree now sitting in my living room, which is also contributing to the chaos, right? It's just laying in the middle of the floor of the living room. So tomorrow is my day off, and that is my plan, is to do things around my house to get that officially set up because, you know, my kids are young. Even if it's inconvenient to me, I need to make it happen. So anyway, I am trying to have today go a little better, to feel a little less overwhelmed, like to take the steps to at least take a few things off of my plate and feel like they got done. You know, it's a strategy. So I am happy though. I did show that I got my socks caught up last night. So now I do have 2 matching Advent socks. So I'm working on this socks color today, and then I will start doing this one. So I will actively have 2 socks. I'm also getting to the point that I have to decide how tall I want to make it before I do the afterthought heel. And so, like, honestly, I don't tend to make my legs much taller than this, but I think I'm going to need to be able to do the 24 colors. Like, I held this up to my foot last night, and then I took the almost completed other one, put it next to it to kind of see how it would go on my foot. And I mean, I have big feet for a lady. I have size 9 feet, so they're not like tiny or anything, but because of the thickness of the stripes and everything, I think I'm going to have to make the cuff longer than I typically do. But I still think, you know, it's still a standard sock length. I just, because of the shape of my leg, I tend to make my legs on socks a little shorter than others, but that's okay. She said that the pattern works out to be about 14 inches. And when I laid out a sock I had already completed, I think my finished sock was shorter than that. Technically, like the whole thing from the cuff to the toe. So as we get closer, I'm going to have to decide where I want that heel to be, and that's going to be the kicker. But I'm trying to like this is going to be the 11th color. And so once I have both of those done on these socks, then I can kind of do like I did last night and lay both of these on my foot and see where that's going to end up hitting near the toe. Because I just want to make sure that I go through all 24 colors, because that's kind of the whole point. We are going to see how that works out. And then on the drive this morning, I got to work on my other socks a little bit. they're still, because I was trying to catch up on these, I haven't done these since Sunday. So once I do these today, then it's switched to the other socks. And I'm at the point that it's just like, why did I want to do so many socks? I enjoy knitting socks, but I more enjoy having sweaters to show for my time, if that makes sense. Like the socks are way cool. I totally love my handmade socks, but like we had a little bit of a cold spell, but not that much. I got to wear wool socks for several days, but it's back up in the 80s now. So it's not even remotely to where I would wear wool socks. And I have so many pairs of wool socks now with so many more plans to make an army more of them, you know, because I love knitting them. They're so fun. They're fun and they're satisfying to knit. They're very portable. So I'm kind of at a weird crossroads. Chihiro and No Face printed, or I keep seeing my crazy rainbow and black cardigan that I'm almost done making. Like I'm on the sleeves. And I had to set those aside so that I could make my Christmas socks. And then the Christmas socks have taken just way longer than I thought. I just ended up not having as much knitting time in November as I thought I would. And so while I really enjoy making these socks, I'm definitely going to follow through with them because Advent and Christmas socks that I want to actually be able to wear this year. I really want to work on my sweater, but that's not going to happen until after I finish these. So once I finish the Christmas socks, then it's going to be all out sweater making. I had planned on making some things for my kids' teachers, like some amigurumi. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to happen. And so my kids are going to be disappointed. One of them, her teacher loves gnomes. And I kept, I've seen how many gnome patterns out there, crocheted gnomes. And I mean, it wouldn't take that long, but I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that done before school ends, because that shortens my window. It's not even just Christmas as the goal. It's a shorter time even than that. So we will see. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It might have to be I give them something now and then make a gnome over Christmas break, and my kid can give it to her after as just a gift. I don't know. I'm just feeling the time crunch, as I'm sure everybody else is too. But I'm trying to at least do the things that are easily in my control so that I can knock them off of that list and not feel quite as downtrodden as I did yesterday. It also does help that today the dress up at school was Grinch Day. And my kid, one of them is obsessed with the Grinch. She actually went as the Grinch for Halloween last year. So she has a Grinch costume. I deliberately bought it too big so that she could wear it for a long time, and it still fits. So last year on Grinch Day, she got to be the Grinch, and she gets to be the Grinch again. So she was super thrilled. So she knew exactly what she wanted to wear. And then the other, she wanted to be Cindy Lou Who, and that just meant I had to braid her hair and put multicolored bows in it. So everyone was cooperative and happy this morning, which just makes everything go smoother, which makes it feel like, okay, yes, I can handle today. I can handle these things. It's fine. So things are all fine. And I am just going to continue knitting this sock until everybody gets here this morning. And then we will see what else I can get done throughout the day. I'm honestly not sure. Yesterday was rehearsal, so I always have a bit of a shorter night as far as doing things at my house, but we will see what all I can get up to today. So hope that you're having a great morning on, I haven't even said, today is the 11th, December 11th. Happy December 11th. Hello. So I am in the line to pick up my kids, and I'm knitting my other Advent socks so that they will be at the same point. And it just kind of occurred to me, I mean, I've thought about this a couple of times, but I keep forgetting to say anything on here. So it's kind of hard to figure out what to talk about sometimes in these videos. So if anyone has any questions, please just let me know. Please leave some comments. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I would love to have some kind of guidance in what people want to hear about. But yeah, I'm just finishing the second sock for the day, and then I will be switching to my Christmas socks. Good evening. So I came home to several packages from my Black Friday purchases, and there's a few things that I wanted to share. So we'll have a little unboxing today. First up is the bulk of my Joann's order, which is the reason that I even justified ordering from Joann's, because I went to alter my costume for my singing group on the 1st of December, and I could not find a seam ripper anywhere in my house, which is insane because I buy them literally like 6 at a time. If I'm ordering and they happen to be on sale, I just grab like 6 more of them. So I bought 10. I am not going without a seam ripper again. And this is one of the best sewing tips I ever received, I think. I did the Craftsy tailoring class years back with Angela Wolf, and she has a professional alterations business in New York City. And so she's altered everything and she knows exactly what to do. And her big tip was to buy inexpensive seam rippers in bulk. And as soon as, if you go to rip something and it starts to resist, you throw it away, because it's when the seam ripper isn't sharp enough and you're pushing harder, that's when you rip your fabric. So I like to spend the couple of bucks and just get a new one. So I now have 10 on hand to make sure that I do not find myself without one again. So my next package is from a rather controversial store. But you know what? It is what it is. People can feel what they want. I made an order from Temu, which I have made a video about Temu before, so this should not be a shock. I'm not shopping there all the time, but in my mind, it's like AliExpress, and the things that we're buying here are literally made in the exact same places. We're just cutting out the American middleman. So, rant aside, there were some things I wanted to order for Christmas for other people, and so I might have added a few things for myself into this order. One of which was a variety of little charms. I don't know if I can hold these to where you can see them. I will lay them down and take some video. Or actually, here we go. I got little gingerbread girls, little dumplings, pickles, because I love pickles. I am kind of bummed they have a flat side. I was hoping that they were totally 3D, but they're not. But still, from the front, looks like pickle. And Shiba Inus with reindeer antlers. I mean, what better holiday stitch marker could there be? So I like to buy these from them, and then I put lever backs on them, also from them, because they're just so inexpensive. And these are literally the exact same charms that you go into places like Hobby Lobby and Joann's and buy, and you're just paying the markup on them. So I know how to make my own stitch markers, so that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some cute little holiday stitch markers. Sorry, I just filmed this and then discovered that my microphone died like a third of the way through. So you were getting my initial reaction, and now you're going to be getting a replay. But either way. So the next thing I bought myself, it was inspired by when I went to Dye Mad Yarns. They had these geese earrings because that's their symbol is this goose. And they had these acrylic earrings that the goose was dressed as like a chef and I don't know, a cowboy, all kinds of different things. It was adorable, but I don't wear novelty earrings, and so I couldn't justify the price. But when I found them on Temu, they had chickens. Look at these boots. Let me see if I can hold it still. They are glittery boots. It's just ridiculous. And so I'm not an acrylic earring gal. Like, that sound would drive me insane all day. I know it would. So I got these with the intention of making them progress keepers. So I'm going to take the French hook off and I'm going to add at least one. I might have to do two to make it drop enough, but I just think they're silly and fun. So why not? The next thing that I got myself is some wooden nail binding needles. So if you don't know, nail binding is an ancient Viking, like pre-knitting craft. And they would make these strips of knotted fabric out of yarn and then put them together to make hats and scarves and all kinds of things. And I've always thought it was really interesting, but when I've never tried something, I don't want to buy, some kind of artisan carved tool. And you can't exactly go to Hobby Lobby or Joann's and find a nail binding needle. So when I saw that they had these on Temu for a couple of bucks, I decided to pick up a couple. So now I have this when I decide to try nail binding. And then this, I believe, was free with the rest of my purchase. They always do those promotions and stuff. But I have bought this before. I have yet to knit with it, but I was just really curious because I liked this color. This was a different color. But this is sold as 90% wool, 10% nylon sock yarn, 200 grams. And I've bought this before, and it is 200 grams. I've weighed it, and it's definitely got a high wool content. Like, I can feel it. It's very squishy. It does have a little bit of a plasticky smell, but that's pretty much everything that you buy from Temu. Some of that could be the bag. Some of it could be the solvents that they use in the factory when they wind this. So I'm not really sure. I do plan on doing a burn test on this just to see. But yeah, it's just, these were really pretty colors. And so this will eventually be something. Not entirely sure what, but I liked it. And I think it was free, or it was like $2 or something ridiculous. So eventually this will be made into something. And the big thing that I justified purchasing, I honestly justified it because I wanted to show it on here. And now you're not going to get my initial reaction, like hadn't investigated it. I know exactly what I'm going to say, but this is what I got. This says that it is merino wool. It says it's a wool advent calendar. It says it has 24 mini skeins, 3 semi-solid skeins, 4 surprise goodies, merino sock, merino DK. So, some of the things on these Chinese sites, you can see how they have changed the terminology. Like, I've seen things say, like the yarn that people buy that says milk cotton, and it's 100% acrylic. There's no cotton in it whatsoever. Milk cotton is the name of the yarn. So I'm like, it said wool. And I do also know that there are some off brands that are not Lotus. Like, my usual go-to is to buy Lotus brand discontinued yarns on Temu because it's a really good deal and that's a high-end yarn. But this is an off brand, has no name to it, no tag, and it is wool. And so when I saw this, I was like, maybe it's this company. And it says it has sock and DK yarn. So I was intrigued for $15 and decided to give it a try, hoping it would be this. Spoiler alert, it is not. So I have opened some of these, but it comes like this. I'm assuming these are the 4 goodies because there is nothing other than yarn in here. All of these are very obviously yarn, and there's just number 1 through 24, and it says there's 24 mini skeins. So these have to be yarn. And I already opened a couple of them. These are absolutely not wool. Like, this is definitely acrylic. I plan on doing a burn test tomorrow just to double check, but it has that plasticky sheen to it. I don't know if that will come across in the video or not, but if you look at a lot of acrylic, you can tell when there are acrylic fibers woven into yarn. So I can at least see, I mean, there's a glisten to it. It is definitely highly acrylic if it is not completely acrylic. So knowing that of these down here, I decided to open a few and see if they were different. And they're absolutely not. It's the exact same yarn. This is like the little balls of acrylic. Like, this is not even a mini skein. This is not like 20 grams or anything. This is maybe 5 grams of acrylic yarn. And so I opened, that was day 1. This is day 2. Same kind of yarn. And then I cheated and I went to day 21 thinking like, well, this one's in a different color paper. Maybe that's where the sock yarn is, right? No. In fact, this is identical to one of the extra goodies. So they got my $15. This is not even $15 worth of acrylic yarn. And that's a bummer, you know, but at the same time, it's a valid lesson to be learned that you get what you pay for. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, even if you're buying it from Temu. I mean, occasionally you get some good finds and they give you these deals where it's a couple of bucks for 200 grams of at least mostly wool. Like, that's pretty good. This nonsense, it's not even different yarn weights. It's all the same. Like, cheesy, crappy acrylic yarn. This is number 24. Woo! Same exact yarn. Same thickness. They got me. So, if you had seen this on Temu and were curious, or if you saw the ads, I even saw this on Facebook. There were some targeted ads that were going around on the like sock knitting groups that I'm in. I'm in like Sock Addicts, I think. And people would show pictures of it and ask, like, has anybody ordered this? Is it what it says it is? It's not. And those, they were charging more. They were charging like $35 or $40 for this. And I would have been pissed if I had paid $35 for this. So, I mean, it's not even $15 worth of yarn. So I can satisfy everyone's curiosity. You do not have to buy this yourself. Learn from my mistake. Take my advice. Do not buy your wool advent calendar on Temu. So now that I have said all of this to you for a second time, I am going to change and I'm going to get some rest. Like, oh, my back is super tight. I'm going to get some rest, probably sort through some random boxes of stuff. I'm trying to get rid of so much stuff because my house is just nuts. And I still don't have a Christmas tree put up because there's just boxes of stuff. So I'm going through and getting rid of things, and it's just so time consuming. And the worst is when you've already had a really long day at work and then you come home to even more chaotic than normal in your house. It's just really draining. So I'm trying to muscle through. I'm trying to, do a bit at a time, but still also take some time to rest because I am just tired. But tomorrow it's going to be game on because I am getting a Christmas tree up in my living room. So for the rest of the night, I will say adieu and I will talk to you in the morning. Good evening. It is day 12 of Advent of December, and today was my day off, and so completely throws into a wrench any kind of plans that I have for filming. I did show some of the things that I got up to today. I did open my Revive essential oil advent calendar, which was fun. And the very first scent was Christmas morning, which was very Christmassy. It smelled very nice. I'm very excited to open the next one. Like, they're teensy little bottles. Like, I knew it was only 1/4 ounce, but my gosh, like, there's so little, and it's kind of hard to get the oil out of the bottle, but we got there. And that one has been, I mean, it's only one day, but it's been really fun. I'm enjoying it. And then I did achieve my goal of getting up the Christmas tree. I originally had planned that I would show some of my favorite ornaments, but that didn't really happen because I was putting them up with my kids. So first year time, I just had to put them on the tree. So I have included some footage of the tree itself, but it's just really nice to see all of my favorite ornaments again. I have ornaments from when I was born. So my mom was very big on buying us an ornament every year. And so I have all kinds of ornaments on the tree. Plus for my kids, I've carried on the tradition and just things that I've acquired that I thought were cute. So it's just nice to see them all hung up again. And I managed to do it halfway through the month. So we still have a couple of weeks at least before Christmas so that I can enjoy it. And then the unexpected kind of interesting thing of the day is we ended up going to see a geodesic dome house that just came up for sale. It wasn't something that we ever thought that that's what we wanted, but it came up literally today, and it has a lot of the things that we want. And so we happened to be able to go see it today. And now we're actually contemplating if we are dome people. So who knows? Maybe I will be coming at you from a dome with an extremely amazing paint job. They had tried to rent it out as an Airbnb, and there were all these custom murals. And one of the room that would become my sewing crafting room has this galaxy painting of the entire ceiling with an astronaut on there. And that's not usually my thing, but it's so well done that I would feel terrible painting over it. So very interesting development for the day. And I was doing so much cleaning and organizing and stuff to do the Christmas tree, and then doing this house and everything, I didn't even get a chance to knit my Advent socks. So my Woolens and Nosh Advent sock, I don't even know what color it is. So we're going to pull this out and discover together what day 12's color is. Purple! Yay! I was wondering when we would get into some purple, because we've got a little of a lot of other things, and I'm definitely in a teal section here. So that's a nice pop against that. So I don't honestly even know that I'm going to get to knit this color today, because I'm just filming a little bit here so that I can then go and edit this video, which does take a bit of time. So that might be the only thing I get to do for the rest of the evening, but at least I know it's purple. That's what I'm going to be knitting tomorrow to catch up. So hopefully in the morning tomorrow I can knit this purple, and then later in the day I can knit the color that I was actually supposed to knit for that day, because it's been really nice that I have been up to date the entire time of Advent. Yes, I had to catch up on the second sock because I didn't have the needles, but up until then, I had done my color every day, and that's just a cool thing. So I would really like to keep it up to date. And yeah, so tomorrow morning we will be knitting purple. And that is all that I have for today. I hope that you enjoyed the little snippets of the last couple of days. If you do have any questions for me, please do leave them in the comments. Give me something to talk about, because we still have another 2 weeks before Christmas. So I don't want to bore you with just watching the strange little things of my day-to-day life. But I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you again tomorrow for me, but in about 3 days for you. Good till next time. Bye.